here with the star on the back. I got the Cowboys helmet. You know, we already did a slew of shows. Now, get ready for that Cowboy show because it's getting ready to come up. You know, they at training camp doing their thing. But we've been doing the high school thing. They already got a season coming up too, and we've been having a slew of great high school interviews, a lot of great dogs I've been having on here. And I got another one on here. He plays receiver and cornerback. But what I really like him at that receiver position, because he was turning all the way up in his sophomore year and he ready to blow up his junior year, is my dog, TJ Pride. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing real good now. We got to finally talk. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm excited. I want to see you these next 2 years because if you already hit 500 for 709 TDs, you about to blow all the way up these last 2 years. But for everybody who don't know about you, give a little brief description before we jump into this great interview.
My name's TJ Pride. I go to Midlothian Heritage High School. That's in South Dallas. 16 years old, finna enter my junior year.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I got a homeboy I do a show with. He's from South Dallas, and he gonna love this. Once I post this interview and he hears South Dallas, he gonna say it here and there, all everywhere. South Dallas, South. He gonna scream it all the way. But let's jump right into this interview. So when I seen your profile and when I seen your kind of your videos, you're listed as a receiver and a cornerback. But what I'm gonna ask you is, what's your favorite position of the two, and kind of why?
I mean, I really like both positions, but I like playing receiver more. Running and just like breaking down a defender, trying to get open, really.
So I guess bet you what you're saying is you're the type of guy you want the ball in your hands.
For sure.
Well, I can see that. So, predominantly the tape that I saw, you were playing a lot of receiver. So when you said you like playing cornerback, what do you like playing cornerback before we really jump in the receiver? Why do you like playing cornerback?
So my freshman year of high school, I played cornerback and safety, and like, you know, coming as a little freshman, all big receivers and the safety. So I was like, a lot of people want to play corner. So I was like, let me go. I gave corner a shot. I had 3 picks, like goals, 12 assists. It was like I had a big season at corner, and like I never wanted to leave. Like we need to move you to receiver. So corner has like always been like that secondary position for me. If I know.
Okay. Well, I see you turned up at the receiver position. I really like that. So let's talk about that. You had an impressive sophomore season at the receiver position, 55 catches for over 700 yards. You had 9 TDs. So what do you really want to build off of that, in your personal opinion? And maybe what are some team goals and maybe some own personal goals that you have coming up in your junior season?
Some personal goals I have is 30 recs for like 1,000 yards. That's like that. So I'm trying to get less recs for more yards to show that I'm more of a elusive player. I don't need yards up there. I'm shooting for 15 touchdowns. That's just me as a personal team. There, we're looking to win, really. Like pass. That's where we're past RPO team. So the ball out, pass it, and we got a strong run game as well. O line's pretty solid. So um, running yards and receiving yards all the way across the board.
Okay, all right. So, do you feel like you are kind of, this is morph into the other question. I'll ask you about your team here in a second. But this, when you're saying route running, so when you're playing the receiver position, what do you consider your kind of strengths? Is it the deep speed? Is it the route running? Is it the yards after the catch? Is it playing able to play multiple positions? Kind of explain, in your opinion, what do you think you're really good at right now? And then what do you feel like you kind of need to add at your position?
Right now, my strongest is the deep speed, and what was the other one you said?
Route running, playing multiple positions.
It's the deep speed, the route running, and playing multiple positions. My offensive coordinator right now, so I can play outside, I can burn a corner, but then you can put me in the slot, and I can beat a linebacker, and that's just different ways to get open. My speed, I mean, I can just blow the top off of defense, but in general, not just me, but my teammates as well. And then my route running is like a smooth route runner. I can shift the defender at the top of my routes to get separation when I need it.
Okay, all right. So can I ask you, do you have your 40 time right now?
5.
4.5. You're a 4.5 guy right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, that's really good. You're only a junior, so we can definitely see if you're playing 2 more years of high school and you're already running 4.5s, you're definitely going to get that down. I could see you possibly maybe being a 4.3 guy by the time you leave the high school ranks, especially. Do you do any other sports besides football? Because I know a lot of receivers who and defensive backs with your size like to run track to kind of, put that speed into them. Is that in your repertoire, or are you just a one position, one sport guy?
No, I'm not a one sport guy. As well. In track, I run the 400 and the 4x4, and I do triple jump and long. Those are like my main events. They keep me rolling, especially that 400. Your character in you, because like not a lot of people run the 400, so that makes a man out of you.
Yeah, I will totally agree with you because I actually ran track when I was in high school as well. I actually did the 100, the 200, 400-meter relay, but I actually ran the 400 one time. And that's why I can tell you I totally agree with you being a man because, see, this is what I did. One of our guys got hurt, right, in the meet. And my coach came up to me and said, "Hey, can you run this 400?" I was like, "Yeah, coach, I got it." You know what I'm saying? I was one of the dogs on the squad. So I was like, "Yeah, I can run it." He said, "Listen, don't be trying to be all fast when you start the run." He said, "Monitor your speed and then hit it at the end." I didn't listen to my coach, TJ. I said, "I'm gonna do this my way because I'm fast. I can take this thing the whole way through." So I hit that 400, boom. I killed everybody. The first couple hundred was blowing everybody away. Let me tell you, when I got to that 100, both of my hamstrings pulled, tightened up. I hit the ground. Everybody on the side was laughing at me like, ah. And everybody, I mean, I ended up, last place, but man, it was funny because when I promise you, as soon as I hit that 100, I was blowing everybody out. I was like, yeah, I told you, you don't know what you're talking about. Both of my hamstrings just pulled at that minute because it was shocked because I had never ran that, so my body was not used to that, and I thought it was a hard hit, and I learned a bad lesson. So yes, I can definitely agree with you that 400 is no joke, and I never played around with it again. I understood it and I respected it after that. So let's talk about some camps, man. So I know camps are probably wrapped up. You're getting ready to hit your season. Talk about some camps that you went to, and when you went to those camps, what were you trying to impress the coaches with, and what did you try to leave that impression with all the coaches? And what impression do you feel you left with those coaches at the camps you attended?
First, I'm gonna tell you I attended Texas A&M Commerce, SFA, um, Notre Dame, Baylor. Again, invited me back out. But when I was going to the camps, I was just trying to show them that I'm like, it's not given to you. So everything I want to do, I make sure that it's earned. Show that I got effort and that I'm a great ball player. I go out, run crisp routes, catch the ball. I'm going to see if you just can run fast and catch.
Okay, all right. Now, also, before we kind of head off of here, I want to ask you a few things about, what's your motivation? I ask every athlete that I've asked that I've interviewed on here, what's their kind of motivation when you get up in the morning and you're pressing yourself and you want to go hard and you want to do it. Does anybody kind of stay in your head, a mentor that's maybe pushing you, maybe some family members? What kind of makes TJ Pride still go hard? Maybe when he's tired and doesn't want to go hard. Who maybe on the inside besides yourself pushes you or you look up to?
I want to make this sad and all, but at the age 10, my mom died. So like, and she was like always there, and she's wanted the best for me. So now I wake up in the morning and I do it for her because that's what she wants.
No, that's not sad at all. If anything, that's a beautiful thing that you're actually doing. I mean, my father passed away 10 years ago. Obviously, not at an early age, but I feel like it's still the same because it's your parent. So I can definitely understand that, and I mean that's really good that you're fighting for that every single day, and that's great motivation. I hope that when you're continuing your career, you continue to put her first, and you continue to get all your goals that she can see you shining down on you because she's going to be proud of you already. So I really appreciate you being like that, and you're going to do great things, and she's going to be really proud of you. And I know she's looking down on you. So that salutes to you, TJ, for that. So do you have any shout outs besides that? Maybe some coaches, maybe some trainers, maybe some players that when you're out in these streets or maybe training that you're like, man, I love kicking with these guys. These guys kind of push me. Any players in the high school ranks that kind of push you, or are you seen in the ranks that kind of you shoot to like I like kind of playing against them.
Right now, it's like the big school, DeSoto, they have like some big name receiver, John Cooks. You probably heard of his name.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we play them, it's just like they're big 5 stars, unranked, so they push me real hard to get to where they're at. My quarterback pushing me real hard on me, but I know he loves me, so I gotta put him keeps it 100. D Rob, my trainer, very strict. He pushes me. I mean, he really wants the best for you. Go out to train and pushing you real hard. He may cuss at you sometimes, but he always says, "Don't listen to how I'm saying it. Listen, hey, learn from the best, really." And then my receivers coach, Coach Sai, dude, very straight loving. I mean, he's always there for you when you need a shoulder to lean on. He's just one of those guys as well that I like to give a shout out to.
Hey, yeah, I really appreciate that, man. It sounds like you got a really good circle around you that's going to help you be great. And here's the great thing about it, TJ. You still got 2 whole years. And I'm sorry, a lot of sophomores don't come in with 55 catches and over 700 yards and 9 TDs. A lot of those guys are getting at their senior years. You get what I'm saying? So for you to already do that as a sophomore, you got to be feeling like, man, yeah, the sky's the limit for me, and I'm really to take on anything that comes my way. Now, you being a Texas boy, let me ask you something. Are you wanting to stay in the state of Texas and people recruiting you, University of Texas, Texas A&M, or are you type of guy that say, hey, it don't matter where I'm go, I just want to get out there and play and show what I'm about?
I'm the type of guy, no matter where I stay, I just like to play ball. That's it.
Okay, I like hearing that. All right. So when is your first game this season?
First game, Stephenville. They're the defending champs, state champs in Texas for class 4.
Oh, wait. See, you know what? I'm doing like a weekly show. I might have to, if you turn up on that game against the state champs and y'all blow them out. I told everybody I might do a mid interview. We're going to do mid interviews. But if you turn up on that game, I might have to bring you back on that game and say, hey, we're going to do a special exception for TJ because he went out there and dropped 12 catches for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns on the state champs, and they got the win. We might have to do that. So just keep that in mind, TJ, when you turn up, because I have a
Hey,
feeling that's
Rob,
what you're going to do. You feel me?
back here talking to you again.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I really appreciate your time jumping on here with me. And like I tell every young athlete on here, that we're not going to just do the one interview. We're going to do a mid-season interview and an end of the season interview. And whereas we're going to do that, the team goals and your own personal goals that you told me, we want to try to reflect on those in the mid-season and see how they go at the end of the season. And also, I want to let you know, TJ, get as much tape as you can. Any highlights that you have, any game tape that you get from your coaches or anything like that, please post it or send it to me immediately, because I am going to be doing a weekly show. It's not just a local, it's pretty much nationwide. I interview athletes from all over the states. So it's kind of going to be a thing where it's going to be like player of the week. We're going to have a lot of good things going on. So much tape as you can get me, and make sure you get me your stats week to week so we can post those each week and let everybody know how you're doing each week so we can continue to, like I said, let the world know about TJ Pride and what he brings to the table. So, with that being said, I really appreciate you jumping on here with me and taking the time out for my interview. I really thank you for that. I see a lot of great things for you. I really like your passion. I really like how you go hard. I tell every player, I'm not a stalker. I did go through your Twitter. I'm not a stalker. I just went through your Twitter, see what you're doing. And I really like how you run routes. I watched your tape. I like how you do have the acceleration. One thing I know you like to do, I don't want to tell the defensive backs, let me put it on the low, but I like how you do that quick double move and that little stutter step, how you be getting them. You get them every time when you do that. I like how you do that. Keep on killing them with that because they fall for it every time, TJ. Every time you kill them like that, that's a touchdown. So don't think I didn't watch that. I see how you be killing them. So any last few things that you want to say before you get off here?
But thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it for you pushing out and try other players get recognized across the nation to play at the next level. So I really appreciate.
Yeah, man. That, like I said, hey, I appreciate you and I thank you for jumping on here because, like I said, we want the world to know who you're about, and we want to see when you get on that big time level. We can say, remember TJ when he was on there in high school? We was talking about he was a receiver. Now he out there killing it, dog, and he might be going to the pros. We don't even know, but that's what we're here for. We're trying to get your name out there, and TJ about to show the world who he is. First of all, I love the name TJ Pride. He got a lot of pride. He about to show y'all what's going. So for myself, Big Game James, Mr. TJ Pride, he about to turn all the way up in his junior season. So you better check out the tape. You better check him out because he about to blow all the way up these last 2 years. We talking to you soon. Up and comers, Generation Next. We out.